morning and welcome to Trends in the Papers on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Time check right now is 7:41 a.m. So it's time for us to look through the major trending stories from the papers. We have The Guardian, we have The Punch, and we have Vanguard newspaper this morning. It's going to be an interesting one up until about 8:30, and we'll take a commercial break, and we're back by 8:40 for Mainland Focus. That's the part where we pick one or two major stories off the front pages, and we try to flesh things out by taking submissions from our dear listener as regards your own analysis of these two stories. All right, all these two reports. Anyways, my name is Omobola Sandra. I will not be doing this alone. Fuad Saeed will join via the phone line to give analysis to the stories that we're going to be looking through this morning. Quite a lot has happened in recent times, quite a lot as a matter of fact, but of course as we bring you up to speed as regards all of these stories, it's also important for us to highlight some of them. The Council of State session was quite an interesting one. Came out with a vote of confidence on the president. We'll dig deeper into that as we go into the story, but I just needed us to quickly take a look at that. The Council of State has passed a vote of confidence on Tinubu. Aside from that, another story that is making rounds, of course, is the increase in 300% increase for our judiciary, or for judiciary, all right, for the judicial workers. And some people are of the opinion that we are in a country where the health workforce is moving out in numbers, or jackpying in their numbers. Why not also pay that same attention or put that same energy in the health sector, as well as we are paying so much energy on the judiciary, the health sector, those who are responsible for a lot of people's health, a lot of people's lives, as a matter of fact. Why not also pay that same energy, that same attention? That has also brought up some sort of controversy as well. But of course, aside from that, there's also the report coming in as regards some blocking of accounts of protesters from the #BadGovernance protest. And some people are of the opinion that even if that same energy was also put into insecurity, we may actually go a long way as regards fighting insecurity. So there's just a lot of contradictions as regards policies that are coming out from the government in recent times. Let me bring on Fuad, because I have a question that I need to quickly ask before we go on to the stories this morning. Good morning, Fuad.
Yeah, good morning, Sandra. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you very much. You sound very distant. Can you please come closer?
Is it better now?
Hello?
Is it better now?
Oh yes, thank you.
Better now?
Yes.
All
right, much better. So, Fuad, apparently, if you don't sing the new national anthem or you disrespect a public service holder, there's jail term, or there will be, or there might be, according to the Speaker of the House of Reps, Tajudeen Abbas, as regards a certain new bill that's in motion.
Well, Sandra, we are in an era where I think we like to
major
the minor and the major. Again, this was the same feeling a lot of Nigerians had when
we changed the national
government
anthem.
Changed the national anthem, really, from the old to the new and then the new to the old. If there's anything like that, really. So again, I'm not surprised that we're having bills that are not addressing the critical needs of the Nigerian people. We are not having bills that talks to the real issues. We're having bills that are far from the reality of Nigerians at this time and are not really addressing the core of the issues that ordinary Nigerians are talking about. Again, I've always questioned the quality of leadership, the thinking process, the thinking pattern. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about paper qualification now. Because again, people are going to say, some of you guys are PhD holders, they are well read, they are well traveled. No, I'm talking about critical thinking now. Critical thinking that can engender commitment to nation building. I'm still trying to really get it from the present day leaders, and I'm sorry. It's difficult for me to pick. Very difficult.
Well, there's quite a lot that as regards whatever it is that's going on, as regards policies from the government and all of that. There's also this interesting one that I have been itching to have a conversation around, is the fact that we had to reduce our stake in Dangote to CNG, because CNG is very, very important. So we had to reduce the stake, because what we expected, Nigeria was supposed to have a stake of about 20% in the Dangote refinery. That was, the impression we had. But recently it was discovered, or it was revealed, that we have just 7.2%. And now what we are getting from NNPCL is that we had to reduce our stake because we had to use those funds to beef up our CNG initiative.
Investment. But under this, there are about 3 issues there. When they announced to us that they were going to get a 20% stake in Dangote refinery, at what point did they decide to change their mind? That's number one. At what point did they decide to change their mind? And why is it that they have to wait until Dangote revealed to Nigerians that, look, you guys only have a 7.2% stake in my refinery before they are coming out with an explanation? You understand? Then number 2 is that, look, it was supposed to be a $2.7 billion investment for 20.
But I can barely hear you. You're sounding very distant. Could you please?
Is it better now?
All right, thank you.
Better now?
Yes.
All right. So it was supposed to be a $2.7 billion investment, right? To give us the 20% stake. So they did $1.1 billion. The remaining $1.7 billion was not supposed to come in cash. It was supposed to come in the form of crude oil supply. So it's not actually there. So now you are telling us that they moved from the 20% to investing in the CNG. The question is, what a level of investment have they done as far as CNG is concerned that can quantify that $1.7 billion investment? So was the cash available? Did they sell crude and instead now put the money into investing in? See, like I said in one of my posts, these guys are just fucking around with us. They understand that, look, there will be consequences for this thing. Nobody's asking questions. They are the untouchables, really. I assume that these are the untouchables we've been talking about. These are the guys that are bigger than the government, bigger than Nigerians, and they can just throw any nonsense at us, and they know we're going to swallow it without any reaction.
Oh well, thank you.
Understand what I'm saying? Because let us even analyze this, Sandra. A 20% stake in an established refinery, a refinery that's already built, ready for operations, to a CNG initiative that we've been talking about for how many years, and we may continue to talk about it for the next 10 years without any tangible achievement. That's just the reality of this CNG conversation we are having. It's deflecting of the real issue. It's a mere distraction. We understand that, look, we are not going to be able to put the necessary investment to transit into CNG operations for the next 1 decade. It's just what it is. So again, I don't see that these guys have to say something to justify the reason why they failed to invest that 20% stake. And so CNG was the easy excuse they can lash on. It does not make any sense, really.
I'm just trying to make sense of how 20 CNG buses that were commissioned by the president about a day or two ago would go around all the 3060. So the federation.
No, they will tell you just to again continue to push the initiative. Not going to be 20.
It's 20 buses. Will we get in Lagos? Are these only for Abuja people?
To get people to get CNG in their vehicles, and they can also convert. So it's a long process. That's what you're going to hear. More infrastructure will be put in place, but
all right, I'm struggling, Fuad. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling. I can barely hear you. You're breaking up. So I don't know. Maybe I should. Let's reconnect so we can have a smooth, experience. Okay, you can't even hear me. All right. So we're just, we're trying to reconnect with Said Fuad. That's, our analyst there, as we look into the stories for this morning. As I mentioned earlier, we have our papers here: Vanguard, The Guardian, The Punch newspaper. And you are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. This is Trends in the Papers. Alright, let's quickly go on to the front page of the Punch newspaper. The major headline there reads, Federal government blocks 83 billion naira protest funds, arrest political collaborators. And we have writers here that says government uncovers $50 million crypto funds, blocks 4 digital wallets containing $38 million. Police to declare foreign agents wanted, traces 4 billion naira to Kano, Abuja, Katsina, political bigwigs. And that's what we have as the major headline on the front page of the Punch newspaper. So let's dig into the reports this morning. As it is, the story is on page 2. Yes, the story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. So let's dig into the report as we have it. The federal government has traced at least 83 billion naira in cryptocurrency and fiat money channeled towards the recent nationwide protests. They include $50 million of crypto, 38 million of which were blocked in 4 crypto wallets, and 4 billion contributed by various political actors in Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, and Katsina. And this was part of a presentation by the National Security Advisor Ǹūrìbádù at the inaugural meeting of the Council of State convened by President Bola Tinubu in Abuja. So, and according to multiple sources, Ribadu also revealed that a European has been identified as the mastermind of the proliferation of foreign flags during the protests and will soon be declared wanted by the police. I'm not going to say anything. Fad, over to you, please.
Yeah,
no. I don't understand. So someone has been identified as the mastermind, and they will soon declare the person wanted very soon. Let's dig deeper into it. We need to wait.
Maybe we should wait to when the person is declared wanted, so that we can have the identity of this person.
Are we going to have the identity of this person?
If you declare somebody wanted, that means you want the public to assist with the whereabouts of
been identified. What do you think?
No. It is the security operatives that have identified the person. So declaring the person wanted, the first question would be, okay, has this person been invited? Is the person in the country? Is he at large? You understand? And then if you are declaring the person wanted, that means you want assistance from the public, as to the whereabouts of this person. Declaring somebody wanted, it means that you made attempt to arrest, that failed, and you expect the public to help, to probably identify, pick up the person. Probably it's going to be an Interpol arrangement too, like the situation where you also want
since it's a foreigner.
It's a foreigner. So that if it's not in the country, but if it's in the country, it means it's at large and the government is looking for this person. But you see, Sandra, again, we all know some of these things. And you see, we have situations where everything is now put on national security. Everything now that the government is not comfortable about. The first thing they tell you that, look, there are national security concerns about it. Remember when the Labour went on strike and there was issue with the national grid? The first thing was that, look, it's a national security issue. Don't touch the grid because there are national security implications for it. And I say that, look, if the Labour shut down the national grid and you think there are national security implications for it, what about when the grid keeps collapsing? At least this year alone has collapsed like 4 or 5 times. Is anybody looking at the national security situation when the grid by itself collapsing and put the entire country in blackout for hours? If you understand what I'm saying. Remember too, I think it was in that of Rivers State too. Back and forth in Rivers State too, the national security issue was brought into that conversation. A purely political disagreement between gladiators. Kano issue brought in also the issue of national security concern. Now a protest is also having the coloration of national security issues. There's a foreign machinery. I think there was even a report over the weekend where it was said that some foreign nationals were picked up relating to this protest, and eventually was discovered that these were Polish students who were in Nigeria for an exchange program at a university in the north there. And that what they were doing basically, according to the reports we read, was that they were just merely taking pictures. So then because they were white, the implication was that there was
carry them.
As mercenaries or people from, but those were students from Poland who were on an exchange program in the university, were merely just taking pictures of the protest. But again, this issue of the Russian flag, I assume that there's still a whole lot that we are still going to have to get from it, how the whole thing came about. Because again, Sandra, there are people who are saying that, look, before, during during and after the protest, there seems to be a deliberate effort to demonize the idea of a protest in a democracy. If you understand, and if you understand how propaganda works, Sandra, you understand what I'm trying to say. Where the propaganda is coming from, well, Nigerians will have to eventually pick that up. I'm not going to be the one to explain all of that. But I understand propaganda, I understand misinformation, I understand disinformation, I also understand malinformation, and all of those instruments are used to sway the people's mind as to something. But whoever is using it now, again, Nigerians should decide how to pick that out themselves. But the reality is that, look, if the security operatives have people who actually want to cause trouble in the country, they should do their job by taking care of them and allowing them out their day in court. On the issue of the protest, again, I'm going to repeat the same thing I've said several. There's no way you demonize the idea of a protest in a democracy. It's not going to happen. Since it is one of the fundamental human rights of people in a democracy, every attempt to demonize it will eventually fail. If it doesn't fail now, it will fail tomorrow.
Thank you.
And in the future.
Well, thank you very much, Said Fuad. Well, according to the NSA, a foreign agent had been found to be connected to it and will soon be declared wanted by the police, and that the police will make the announcement this week, saying that some foreigners have been found to have been fueling the protest, saying that there are some elements of foreign interest or interference rather in the protest, that it was not just about Nigerians protesting against hardship. Well, is there hardship in the land? Are people suffering or are people hungry? That's another question anyways. But then this agent...
Well, Sandra, sorry, just a minute.
Yes.
We can continue to live in denial. And like I've always said, to the worst form of lies to lie to yourself. If people are lying to you, it's excusable. But when you continue to lie to yourself, Sandra, there's hardship in the land. I can tell you that a lot of the protesters came out because they are not happy with the government. A lot of the protesters came out because of their reality, because of the suffering in the land, the hardship in the land. You saw the woman that got out her pot.
Yes.
Is that one from *Ϊᴏᴜᴜᴜ? Is anybody pushing that woman to come out? The one that came out with her head, who gave her the pot?
*Ϊᴏᴜᴜᴜ.
That black pot.
They gave her the pot.
Any pot that will come in from *Ϊᴏᴜᴜᴜ will be all those clean, now you know that this one is somewhere that be probably cooking with firewood. She has to bring out that pot or with charcoal or something. That is the real pot of the real ordinary Nigerian who is further thrown into deeper poverty because of the actions and inactions of this government. And those are the people that came out. Yes, we might have situations where people will try to hijack and take advantage of the protest by the real Nigerians who are suffering from the policies of this government. And I think those are the people but to now say the entire people that came out were sponsored by mercenaries, were after regime change, it's just an attempt to continue to lie to ourselves. That is living in denial, self-deceit. And at the level of government, we shouldn't be saying that. Government should, be open-minded enough to accept the reality of Nigerians when they are telling them the truth. But people continue to deflect on it. If we continue to lie to ourselves, continue to live in denial, then we are simply just postponing the evil day. It's better for us to listen to people now, address their concerns, and work out a model to take people out of poverty.
Alright, thank you very much, Said Fuad. It's quite a lot to take away from that, but as Fuad has also mentioned, there were some collaborators, according to the NSA, in Abuja, Kaduna, Kano, and Katsina that have been arrested, confirmed that 8 people. As Fuad has already, put some sort of clarification on that one. Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Mr. Dele Alake, said no political actor will be allowed to instigate an unconstitutional regime change. Any change of government has to be through the ballots. Matters of state were discussed and not through the barrel of gun or insurrection or any other constitutional means. That's basic of that particular approach.
I think we were talking about the outcome of the Council of Safety that they were last year, right?
No. I'm talking about as regards the protest.
Okay, the protest. Well,
Yes.
again, he's talking about politics. I'm not interested in politics. When it comes to regime, so again, I think that has been well established. I don't know why it comes.
The crux of it. That's the major headline on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Federal government has blocked 83 billion naira protest funds and arrested some political collaborators as they have uncovered that there are some crypto funds and digital wallets containing about 50 to 38 million And the police are to declare foreign agents wanted before the end of this week, according to the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu.
Wait for that announcement. Yeah.
Exactly. 1 minute past 8, and you are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM, still on the front page of the Punch newspaper. We're live on Facebook. Apologies, I have not brought that up. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can drop your thoughts on the live chat segment as the show progresses. We'll take them when we move on to Mainland Focus. TUC backs 5 million naira monthly pay for judges, and that is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. There's been quite a controversy as regards the 300% increase of salaries of judges. And some people are saying that why the same energy? Why we're not putting it on the health sector? Those who are supposedly, these are frontline workers, these are people that are supposedly extremely important anyways to the life of the nation at this time, because at a time where the Japa syndrome is weighing heavy, especially on the health sector. Why not that same energy? What do you think, Fuad?
Well, Sandra, I'm not really a fan of this idea of having huge disparity in salaries of Nigerians, irrespective of their profession. Because everybody is important, really. That's what forms the society, a functional society. You'll be surprised that the ordinary cleaner on the street also deserves some decent wages and salary. You remember I once told you about the story of the NASA, when America created NASA and there was an attempt to go to the moon. And the president of the United States at that time, Roosevelt, visited NASA. It was a place where you had a lot of innovators, scientists, engineers who were working. Russia had gone to the moon ahead of the US, and they wanted to achieve it also. And so the president got there and saw a cleaner who was just doing his own job, quietly cleaning a part of NASA. And the president said, "What are you doing?" And the man said, "Look, I'm working to ensure America gets to the moon." So it is a collective effort. You might be seen as a cleaner.
Yes.
But in clean environment, so those women sleeping on the street also deserve decent wages and salary. It might not be equal, but it shouldn't be that wide. The margin shouldn't be
too wide.
Where you have this gap. You create just this unequal income levels that widens the gap between the rich and the poor. You understand? Because when you talk about the guys in the medical sector, the doctors, what about our teachers, for example? So but again, it's just what it is. People are asking questions. Why pay judges this huge amount of money and you leave others out of it? If you understand what I'm saying. But I think at the end of the day, the effort of and create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, for people to live a different life. That should be the focus of government for me.
Well, thank you very much, sir. But as it is now, following the signing of the bill, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the CJN, of appeal, it would get a 62 million annual salary, while justices of the Supreme Court will earn 61.4 million annually. And all heads of various courts, such as Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Chief Judge of the Federal Capital Territory High Court, the President of the National Industrial Court, among others, would earn the same basic salary of 7.9 million naira annually. And now the Trade Union Congress, TUC, and some civil society organizations have welcomed the increment in salaries of judicial officers. Deputy Vice President TUC, Tommy Etim, said the issue of salary increment for judicial workers has been in the pipeline for a very long time. It's not a new topic. It is welcome, and I believe this will continue to help the judiciary. The AGF and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, described the ascent as historic and noted that the long-standing demand of judicial officers across the country for improved conditions of service have finally been addressed. Executive Director, Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center, Okechukwu Nwaguma, described the development as welcome but discriminatory. Poor pay makes judicial officers prone to corruption, but why single out judicial officers from other political and public officers? Why was it difficult to also increase salaries of other civil and public servants who are as much affected by the high cost of living in Nigeria as judicial officers. The new minimum wage of 70,000 naira does not address even the most basic needs of workers in present-day Nigeria, where basic food items are now beyond the reach of average Nigerian. And that's coming from 𝐸 Ugwuma, Executive Director. Exactly. That's as regards, what you have also mentioned, that we focus on the judiciary. Everybody should be taken care of. Well, that's the report that we have here on the Punch newspaper. More details on page 7. Moving on very quickly, NJC is to select Ariwola's successor on Friday, and that is on page 29 of the Punch newspaper. So Justice Olukayode Ariwola became Chief Justice of Nigeria 2022. Yes, 2022, and from then till now, although that is not the number of time where his tenure has ended or not, I think it's going to be 70 very soon, and that's the maximum age. Retirement age. Yes, that's the maximum retirement age. So he has to bow out, anyways. And by the rule, or by the constitution as it is, the next person who can be successor, or the next person who can be Chief Justice, would be the most senior justice at the Supreme Court at the moment. Yes, that's what it is. So by Friday we'll get who the successor of the outgoing Chief Justice would be, and that's on August 16th, 2024. More details on page 29 of the Punch newspaper. Moving on now very quickly, we also have here federal government unveils plans to bring back 12,400 JAPA doctors. Yeah, that's a good one. What?
Instead of doing it now, Sandra, there's a particular policy. I don't like why we need the easier work that can be quickly sorted out to look for the more difficult ones. Instead of looking for those ones that are there, can we find a way to keep the ones that are here? Retain these ones so that they don't leave.
It's cheaper. It's easier.
It is cheaper and easier to handle. So if you are still here, you have not gone. Okay, this is what we are going to do now, so that you will not.
Go.
There are also
those ones that have gone. They will not go come back.
No, JAPA is not even about the individuality. JAPA also concerns the interest on their family. You will hear that, a lot of people who JAPA will tell you that, look, I really don't have a problem saying I can always sort myself, I can cope, I can struggle through, weather the storm. But I'm looking at the future of my children. That's what they will tell you. That no matter the pain and suffering I go out there, to face, but I'm sure that I can create a better living, a better future for my children. That's why a lot of them are leaving. So for those that have left, can we just leave them and allow them, if they want to come back, fine. Look, the target should be how to retain the ones we have here. I told you recently, Sandra, that I had a conversation with some nursing students from the School of Nursing in a part of the country. And I discovered that, look, about 90% of them who are reading nursing now are actually there because they want to JAPA. They tell you that nursing is selling there now. They are just being a qualified nurse. There's high demand for it. So they are even in the nursing school in Nigeria, not because they want to remain here to serve their fatherland. And would you blame them, Sandra? So whatever government has come up with now, there's an initiative that has been announced by the Minister of State for Health. It should be targeted. The easier thing to do is to retain the ones we have here. Create that incentive, to keep them here. And the incentive should also put into account that a lot of people will are not doing it for themselves alone. They're also looking at the future of their children. So whatever incentive they are coming up with should be able to retain our health workers here. That the ones that are left.
Thank you very much.
Come back if they want to come back.
Thank you very much, Sedford. Well, more details of that on page 7. The federal government has put out a new initiative as regards our health system. We'll dig deeper into it by the time we get to the Guardian newspaper as regards health insurance, the major headline on the front page of the Guardian. But there's more details of this on page 7. There are plans to bring back 12,400 JAPA doctors. We'll get this news there.
We're not bringing anything back. Let's keep the ones we have here. Completely.
Bring back our doctors. It's alright.
Let's keep our doctors here. It should be asked that keep our
the
doctors
doctors here. It's all right. Let's move on now. Still on the front page of the Punch newspaper, a very interesting story that I have been itching to discuss. But before then, EFCC has donated 50 billion naira crime proceeds to NEL Fund. NEL Fund is in charge of the student loan scheme. Well, we don't know what they use the money for, but I'm just
student loan now. NEL Fund, I think NEL Fund basically.
Yeah, they're in charge of
student loan. Yeah,
but still, but
this idea of EFCC.
They have extra 50 billion now.
Again, I'm thinking about statutory approvals for this fund. I expect that monies like this should be first put back into the government purse, and whatever it is supposed to be used for should be appropriated for sake of accountability and probity. I don't know really, because again, this idea of an agency just putting money somewhere for a particular purpose, that's for me quite a number of questions that comes to mind. But
is it
so that we don't waste too much time. They can't use their money. It's a process of corruption, and I think we should go back to government, and we now appropriate and know where we're going to put the money.
All right. Well, details on yes, I get totally. Details on page.
Why not the health center? Why NEL Fund? We'll see. We have to check and recheck again.
Oh yeah.
What should be
why NEL Fund?
Money? Why NEL Fund?
Let's quickly move on now. 13 minutes past 8. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. Finally, off the front page of the Punch newspaper, NNPCL postpones Port Harcourt refinery kickoff for the 6th time. Today is the 14th of August. We had rolled out drums at Mashebi that we're going to open Port Harcourt refinery.
I think you gave me the cap.
I gave you the cap now. 𝐴𝐸 Porszáᴘ. Everybody is ready. Want to go out? We're excited.
Normally, Charlie said early August. It depends on what you mean by early August.
It's still. We're not yet in mid-August. It's still early. Today is 14.
What early? What 14 is mid-August? Early August. Answer. So you have started. 14 is early August.
Anyways, the Port Harcourt Refining Company, a refinery under the management of the Nigerian NNPCL in Rivers State, has again failed to commence operations after about 6 postponements. It was observed that promises made to Nigerians by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources and NNPC have continued to witness multiple failures. Let's not forget, since December 2023, NNPC has been giving us different dates, assuring us that the refinery will begin sale of refined products soon.
That's not 2023. In 2019, we carried told us that all our refineries will work. That was under Buhari. These are the recent failed promises. Okay, we should work with this.
Let's work. Let's cut it. Let's cut it slack. Because this is the 6th time since December that we keep getting a postponement. He stated categorically in July, just as Fuad had mentioned, that the refinery will come in operation early August. This is 14th of August, but forgive me, maybe I don't know. I really don't know anyways. But are we still in early August? Are we moving on to mid-August? We don't know. But this same Kiao, just as Fuad had mentioned, said in 2019 that NNPC will deliver all the country's 4 refineries before the end of Buhari's administration. But then what we have now is that by the end of the year,
you said we're going to be a net exporter of refined products by the end of 2024.
That's what he said.
A country that wants to be like a net exporter, not only of refined petroleum products, as at August, is not able to fix one of its own refineries. The one that put it into CNG, and the man is saying that by 2024, we're going to be a net. This guy is passing around with us, with all due respect. He's messing up with our brain, yes.
You know, the interesting part or the intriguing part of it is that while replying to inquiries from correspondents, this same Ishune we are on calls. Are we still on calls?
Arrogant with which course?
Well, we have moved on the time.
Wait now. The guy is supposed to be the PR person. As a spokesperson, you're supposed to be the public relations person of that institution. And he's one of the first foundations of public relations is truth. You have to say the truth. You just have to say the truth. You might now give a reasonable excuse as to why you have been shifting the goalpost or shifting your deadline. But at least you have to say the truth. The only thing he told the correspondent that asked him question was that we are on course. On course when? How? Where? He promised us early August. This is almost mid-August. Nothing has happened.
Nothing.
And the man just said we are on course. We are on course. On course to where? Or
Are
to
we
where?
even on course? What's at this point now?
On which date now? That's the question. We assume that he has information to give, but if he's not replying, then they're supposed to. But remember that even the military has told you that you don't quote me. I don't have all the information, but my mind tells me that.
I don't like this. It's alright. It's okay. Thank you very much. Anyways, Melekere has said that.
I wish we even sell this refinery.
But people had proposed to buy them.
And now, as it is now, all of this back and forth seems to be telling me that it is better for us to sell this refinery so that we can have peace. I'm just saying. Because what we have, look, just recently $1.5 billion was approved for this turnaround maintenance.
But I want to ask a question. Who would buy a refinery from NNPCL when a private refinery is struggling to have crude?
That's the one other issue. The one that we are even
the one that is on ground.
It's on a daily lamentation.
Guys, is struggling. So who would be interested in investing in buying these moribund refineries?
So are we saying that we should give up on the possibility of running functional refineries in Nigeria? That's what we are saying here.
I did not say that.
Now I'm asking, now you say, because if you look at it from all of the conversations we are having, it's almost like it's a taboo for us to have functional refineries. These guys are not serious about it, they are not committed to it. They are just mouthing it. Clearly, conference in Texas that he was opportune to attend. And that look, he sat down with the original asset manufacturers of that refinery. That he sat down with them. That look, this is the largest conference of the oil and gas sector. And that he sat down with people that build the Port Harcourt. And now he asked that schedule. It is better for you to start building a new refinery from the sky. That refinery cannot work. And here we are now, we're pushing money into it. You know, when Tʀᴇɪᴅs also said it, that when they called Shell to go and mine refinery, they turned it down. I'm sure that apart from one of their skills Shell did, they must have seen things like the fact that look, this thing cannot work. You know that when you have a car and you fail to maintain the car standard, you know, if you get to a point your mechanic will call you and tell that you go and don't tell it as crap. So the question we've asked ourselves standard is that from Tʀᴇɪᴅs Mᴏʟʟᴏ 8 years, Yar'Adua about 2 years, Jonathan 6 years, Buhari 8 years. Now we have 1 year plus running. Why have we not been able to build at least even just one brand new refinery? Not private too. Therefore, it's not working. So even if those ones cannot come back to life, why have we failed to even build? Remember that even the Buhari government promised.
It's true. Well, said early August. So maybe it's early August 2025 or I don't know. But anyways, the point is that even posing further questions to Mr. Olufemi, there was no response or whatnot from him. But as we have it now, oh no, yes, I had a report here I wanted to put out. All right, well that's what we are getting from that particular report, and that's all we're taking from the front page of the Punch newspaper. Very quickly now, we're moving on to the Guardian newspaper. We're still live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Thank you to those who are with us at the moment as the show progresses. The major headline on the front page of the Guardian: National Health Insurance Act, 2 years after, states under enroll as 90% Nigerians still pay out of pocket. Only 18.6 million enrolled in nationwide insurance scheme. Federal government accounts for over 3.5 million. Private individuals 2 million plus. Vulnerable groups 2 million. Then states 8 million plus. So let's see what the report has for us as regards this particular conversation, because it's a major issue. All right, right as to that, we have Delta, Lagos, Kano top list at over 1 million mark. Akwa Ibom, Kebbi, Taraba, Abia, Ebonyi, Zamfara rank low at sub 200% enrollees. Nigerians in the informal sector want insurance but can't afford 13,000 naira yearly fee, says the stakeholder. National enrollment is low, slow, but on track. I don't understand. Anyways, That's coming from NHIE. So despite the cost push inflation that has made healthcare almost unaffordable for most Nigerians lately, many states are ignoring the opportunities that abound in the mandatory national health insurance coverage to bring succor to citizens. It's been 2 years after the National Health Insurance Act that made insurance coverage mandatory for all Nigerians, be it in the formal or informal sector. All states still have an abysmally low number of enrollees in relation to their population density. Delta, Lagos, Kano have enrolled over 1 million each in the health insurance scheme. Several states have below 500,000. The worst culprits are Akwa Ibom, Kebbi, Taraba, Abia, Ebonyi, Zamfara, boasting less than 200% enrollees as it is now. And the World Health Organization, WHO, has estimated that Nigeria has the highest out-of-pocket expenditure on health in West Africa, and many Nigerians are falling into poverty due to ill health. So what do you think can be done, as regards this particular one?
I'm not even on any health insurance platform.
They don't know.
I think there's a problem. Yes, they don't know. I think there's a knowledge gap somewhere. Because it's not just about poverty. Now, poverty is also a factor, really. Because for the average person who is struggling to eat, health insurance is the least of their worry, really. They rather look. They are not even patronizing, orthodox medicine. They are not even patronizing our cause. They go sort themselves out with Agbo and all have you. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that the first thing is to improve the knowledge gap, that information factor, the advocacy, for people to understand the benefits, and also rework the health insurance itself, the policy itself, because it has to be attractive to people. They have to see that it can solve their problems. I've seen situations where people complain about, when you're even on a health insurance scheme, you go to the hospitals, you are treated not with so much respect and attention. It's as simple. You come with an health insurance scheme, they just put you somewhere and concentrate on the one that already pay out of their pocket. So people don't even take it serious. So the scheme itself should be reworked to make it attractive to people. And the last one is the government should address poverty.
Is the chairman, Health and Managed Care, every Nigerian resident to have a social health insurance. For those who can afford to pay, they should go online, look for the website for NHIA and enroll. More details when you go to the NHIA website. And that's how we can take that one.
The government is trying to bridge the gap out. Are they enrolling people for free?
Are they subsidizing it?
And let's move to this story.
It's all right.
An important story, I think, it's just more poverty, information, and the scheme itself.
I also need to just quickly put the story is on page 6 on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. We also have here on the front page of the Guardian, manufacturing FFCG firms post 25% yet to end losses as demand plummets. Very quickly,
buying anything,
yeah, we also have here reps upbraid WAEC for failing to account for 5 billion naira calculators. That's on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. I don't know what that report is. Please just go and
look at it. The reps have been trying to probe WAEC, and those reps have been very difficult to. Now, there's a story I think in the Punch where the Senate is complaining, the House of Reps is complaining that look, when agencies, parastatals are invited for questioning, in fact they talk about the NNPCL, the FIRS, and other institutions.
The Council of States. It's very, very important for us to just quickly dig deep into that one. Next leaders pass vote of confidence in Tinubu, and that story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. So just very, very quickly, former Nigerian leader General Yakubu Gowon, former President Muhammadu Buhari, former President Goodluck Jonathan, and General Abdulsalami Abubakar yesterday passed a vote of confidence in President Bola Tinubu's leadership of the nation and declared readiness to resist any attempt at unconstitutional change of government. The Council of State, that's the National Council of State meeting, comprises the President, who is the chairman, the Vice President is deputy chairman, all living former heads of state, as long as they are alive, heads of state and president, or former president, or former heads of state, as long as they are alive, all former chief justices of Nigeria, and it is an organ of the federal government that is given the responsibility of advising the executive on policy making. Now, conspicuously, former President Olusegun Obasanjo was absent. Ibrahim Babangida as well, former military president, was absent from this meeting. And there are questions around avoiding council of state sessions. Should it have consequences for it? Very, very, just a minute, because we still have another story that we need to look at.
And I promise I just do one minute. Yesterday, Sage asked me a question about this council of state meeting, and I was asking what my expectations were. I said I had no expectations. And with the resolution now, they have not disappointed me.
The vote of confidence.
They've not disappointed me. I had no expectations, so they've not disappointed me.
Right. Well, I mean, this is not the first time that former President Olusegun Obasanjo will be conspicuously absent. Intentionally, sometimes, according to some people.
No, during Buhari, I don't have the details. I don't have the fact. I knew you stayed away several from the Council of State meeting. I doubt if he attended even one at all during Buhari. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I know
there's also a question around the fact that a vote of confidence is supposed to be. Why does our own president need one for it?
Well, maybe to reassure him that these former leaders and the present day leaders that form the Council of State meeting are solidly behind it. You know, we have a different reality from our own guys, Sandra. Whether you like it or not, collectively, this set of leaders who are passing a vote of confidence on the present leader have completely failed the country.
Okay.
So what's the value? What's the worth of the vote of confidence? That's the question. What value does this vote of confidence have if it is being passed by people who have failed us in the past? The vote that can pass a vote of confidence that has any value in form and shape and reality are people who have made visible progress and planning progress for the country in the past. These are leaders who get a better vote of confidence from the people. The people. It should be looking for the vote of confidence of the people that these former leaders and this crop of leaders.
Unfortunately, the people are not part of the members of the council or states.
That's the problem.
That's just the problem.
But the people came out protesting. The government did not listen. But
we look at. So just in a few seconds, telco operators have warned that the exclusion of the power sector in providing telco services.
You know what load shedding is, Sandra?
They just transfer the burden to the consumers.
No, Sandra.
What do you think?
Load shedding is, you doing 24 hours, they'll be tired like that because they can't cope. The cost of operation is what they are saying. It's too much for them to bear. So they'll just be, maybe people in Antonio, you just have data for. So
just when we come back from this break, we did explain further or clarify what load shedding is. This is Milan 98.3 FM. When we come back from the break, we're on to Milan Focus. But by the time we come back, we'd expatiate further on the load shedding conversation and the telco threatening service outage. This is Milan 98.3 FM. We'll be right back.